How often do you accept what you hear and see as the absolute truth? A question that may seem simple, yet carries immense depth. In the words of the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." Think about those words for a moment. A profound Stoic perspective that possesses the power to shift our understanding of the world. They are opinions and perspectives, not the truth. In the times we live in, where information is abundant and data is at our fingertips, it becomes all the more crucial to see the line between what is presented as fact and what is merely an opinion. This is no easy task, but fear not, for the wisdom of the ancients is here to guide us. Our journey today is to explore the significance of this perspective in our daily lives, to navigate the tumultuous seas of information overload, and to find our anchor in understanding the truth. So let us delve into the depths of this profound quote. To comprehend the essence of this quote, we must dissect it. The quote we're discussing by the great Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius is divided into two key parts. The first part says, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact." This is a reminder that every piece of information we receive is colored by the speaker's personal beliefs and experiences. It's not an objective truth, but a subjective opinion. The second part states, "Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." This speaks to our own biases and the lens through which we view the world. Our perspectives are shaped by our individual experiences, emotions, and preconceived notions. They are not universal truths, but personal interpretations of reality. Now let's delve into the philosophical underpinnings of this quote. It echoes the core principles of Stoicism, a philosophy that Marcus Aurelius himself adhered to. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of understanding our limitations in perceiving the world and encourages us to question our automatic reactions to external events. To fully grasp why such a perspective was critical for Marcus Aurelius, we need to journey back to the Roman Empire, circa 2nd century. As emperor, Marcus Aurelius was confronted with a myriad of voices and viewpoints. He had to make decisions that affected the fate of the entire empire. The stakes were high and the margin for error was thin. Thus, understanding the difference between opinion and fact, between perspective and truth, was not just philosophical musing, it was a practical necessity. In a world filled with diverse perspectives and conflicting opinions, Marcus Aurelius found clarity and wisdom by recognizing the subjective nature of what he heard and saw. He understood that facts were often cloaked in opinions and that truth was a matter of perspective. This Stoic approach helped him navigate the complex world of Roman politics and make decisions with discernment and equanimity. With this understanding, we can now explore how it applies to our perception. Just as it was for Marcus Aurelius, this wisdom is relevant and applicable to us today, perhaps even more so in our era of information overload. Perception is a complex process, influenced by a multitude of factors. It's not simply a passive intake of information, but rather an active construction of reality. Our brains are constantly interpreting and making sense of the world around us, drawing from our past experiences, values, beliefs, and even our mood at any given moment. Think of perception as a pair of glasses, each lens colored by our unique personal experiences. Two people wearing different glasses can look at the same event and see two completely different things. Let's consider a simple scenario. Picture a crowded city street in the middle of a downpour. One person might see the rain as a nuisance, dampening their clothes and delaying their commute. Another might find beauty in the rain, appreciating the way it cleanses the city and brings a sense of calm amidst the urban chaos. These differing perceptions highlight the biases and assumptions that we all carry. It's not that one person is right and the other is wrong. It's just that they're viewing the world through different lenses. In the wise words of Anais Nin, we don't see things as they are, we see them as we are. Now imagine if we could take off our glasses, or at least adjust the lenses. This is where the Stoic philosophy comes into play. The Stoics believed in questioning our initial perceptions, in challenging our automatic interpretations of the world. They encouraged us to take a step back, to pause and reflect before jumping to conclusions. This doesn't mean that we should distrust our senses or live in a state of perpetual doubt. Instead, it means adopting a more mindful, deliberate approach to perception. Marcus Aurelius, a prominent Stoic philosopher, practiced this in his daily life. Even as a Roman emperor, amidst the power and trappings of his position, he continually questioned his perceptions and sought a deeper understanding of the world. For him, perception was not a static, one-dimensional view, but a dynamic, multi-layered process. So how can we adopt a Stoic approach to perception? The first step is awareness. Recognize that we all have biases and that these biases color our interpretation of the world. Next, practice mindfulness. Pay attention to your automatic thoughts and reactions. Do they reflect reality, or are they influenced by your personal biases? Finally, cultivate an attitude of curiosity. Instead of accepting your initial perception as the absolute truth, explore other perspectives. Ask questions. Seek to understand. As we navigate the digital landscape, this understanding of perception becomes even more critical. In a world where information is abundant and opinions are a dime a dozen, the ability to question our perceptions and seek deeper understanding is not just a philosophical ideal, but a necessary skill. So, as we move forward, let's remember the words of Marcus Aurelius. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. In an era of digital bombardment, discerning fact from opinion is a daunting task. We are constantly inundated with information from all corners of the globe, making it increasingly difficult to determine what's real and what's not. The digital landscape is like a vast ocean, teeming with a myriad of perspectives on every conceivable topic. From social media feeds to news websites, we're bombarded with a barrage of views, each vying for our attention. This influx of information can easily blur the line between fact and opinion, making it hard to separate the two. What's more, the digital age has brought about a new phenomenon, the echo chamber. This is a situation where we're surrounded by information that confirms our existing beliefs, while opposing views are conveniently filtered out. It's a comfortable space, but it's also a breeding ground for misinformation and bias. So how do we navigate this digital maze? The key lies in developing robust critical thinking skills. Now more than ever, we need to actively question the information we're presented with, rather than accepting it at face value. We need to dig deeper, scrutinize sources, and challenge our own beliefs. Think of it as being a detective in the digital world. When we come across a piece of information, we should ask ourselves, where is this coming from? What's the source's agenda? Is there evidence to support these claims? By asking these questions, we're not just accepting information passively, we're actively engaging with it, analyzing it, and evaluating its credibility. But critical thinking isn't just about skepticism. It's also about open-mindedness. We need to be willing to consider different perspectives, even those that challenge our own beliefs. Remember, the goal isn't to win an argument, but to get closer to the truth. And that's where Marcus Aurelius' wisdom comes in. He reminds us that everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact, and everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. This Stoic perspective can serve as a guidepost in our quest for truth in the digital age. Equipped with these skills and Aurelius' wisdom, let's consider how we can apply them in our lives. Marcus Aurelius might have lived centuries ago, but his insights are timeless. Let's delve into how we can apply Aurelius' wisdom in our daily lives, particularly when engaging with modern issues such as social media, news consumption, and interpersonal communications. Imagine scrolling through your social media feed. You're bombarded with opinions, claims, and perspectives. It's a whirlwind of information, but how much of it is the absolute truth? Aurelius would remind us that what we're seeing are perspectives, not the truth itself. So as we navigate this digital landscape, let's critically examine the information we encounter. Let's question, research, and seek out diverse sources before forming our own conclusions. But Aurelius' wisdom isn't just applicable to the digital world, it's equally relevant in our interpersonal communications. When we're in a conversation, it's easy to conflate someone else's viewpoint with the ultimate truth. But remember, they are sharing their perspective, colored by their experiences and biases. Let's strive to listen, understand, and then form our own interpretation, rather than accepting their opinion as an outright fact. Now let's talk about news consumption. In an era of relentless news cycles, it's tempting to accept the first headline we see as the absolute truth. But Aurelius would encourage us to dig deeper. Let's read beyond the headlines, question the sources, and seek out multiple perspectives to gain a more rounded understanding. While these practical applications of Aurelius's wisdom are important, it's equally crucial to turn inward and reflect on our own biases. We all have them, and they inevitably color our interpretation of the information we encounter. Self-reflection is a powerful tool. It allows us to become aware of our biases, question them, and ultimately improve our understanding of the world around us. Let's make it a habit to pause and reflect on our initial reactions to information. Are we quick to accept it because it aligns with our pre-existing beliefs? Or are we dismissing it outright because it challenges our worldview? Let's strive to approach information with an open mind, ready to question, ready to learn. This doesn't mean we should be perpetually indecisive or skeptical. Rather, it's about developing a discerning mind, one that seeks to understand before rushing to judgment. The world is complex, filled with myriad opinions and perspectives. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, to want to retreat into the comfort of accepting things at face value. But remember Aurelius's words. Remember the power of critical thinking, the importance of self-reflection, and the value of seeking understanding over accepting opinions as facts. As we conclude, it's essential to remember that our journey towards understanding truth is ongoing. We won't always get it right, and that's okay. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. It's striving to better understand the world around us. One question, one perspective, one piece of information at a time. Our exploration of Marcus Aurelius's wisdom brings us to a crucial realization. The world we perceive isn't merely a collection of facts. Instead, it's a complex tapestry woven from our perspectives, opinions, and the information we choose to accept. This understanding can serve as a powerful tool, enabling us to navigate the intricate labyrinth of modern life with a discerning eye and a questioning mind. As a challenge, why not spend the next week actively questioning and researching the things you hear and see? Don't just accept information at face value. Dig deeper, investigate, and seek out the layers of truth hidden beneath the surface. In doing so, you'll be applying the Stoic wisdom of Marcus Aurelius to your daily life and enhancing your understanding of the world around you. Embrace the complexity of the world by understanding the layers behind what is presented as truth. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring.